Welcome to the Frequency Lounge. This is where we expose the patterns running your life and decide if they still belong to you. If you want to understand your mind, start here. We're going to get into rule number 2 today. The words you repeat become your identity. You know, most people don't understand the power of their own self-talk. They think the things they say in their head are harmless. They think it's just venting, just frustration, just being honest. But your brain does not treat your words as commentary. It treats them as instruction. Every time you say, "I'm bad at relationships," your brain listens. Every time you say, "I always mess this up," your brain listens. Every time you say, "I'm just not that confident," guess what? Your brain is listening. And it's not going to argue with you. It organizes around you. The subconscious mind is literal. It does not filter sarcasm. It does not separate emotion from identity. It absorbs repetition. What you repeat becomes familiar. What becomes familiar becomes safe. And what feels safe becomes your identity. If you repeatedly tell yourself you are overlooked, you're going to begin to act like someone who expects to be overlooked. If you repeatedly tell yourself you are too much, you will begin to shrink before anyone even asks you to. If you repeatedly tell yourself you are strong because you don't need anyone, you will build a life where no one shows up for you. Not because the world is cruel, but because your brain is consistent. It believes the story you tell it. High performers struggle with this more than anyone. Trust me, I know. They say things like, "I have to do everything myself." They say, "No one does it as well as I do." They say, "I don't trust people." And then they wonder why they are exhausted, isolated, and carrying everything alone. You cannot repeatedly declare independence and expect intimacy. You cannot repeatedly call yourself unlucky and expect ease. You cannot repeatedly identify as overlooked and expect to ever feel chosen. The words you repeat become the lens you see the world through. And eventually, they became the role you play. You know, there was a time in my life when my internal language was reinforcing patterns I claimed I wanted to change. I would say I want different relationships, but internally, I was repeating old narratives. I would say I wanted alignment, but internally, I was bracing for disappointment. That gap matters because your conscious goal does not override your subconscious identity. Your identity wins. So if you want to shift your life, you must start paying attention to the sentences you rehearse. Not the ones you post, not the ones you whisper to yourself. What do you consistently call yourself? What labels have you normalized? What story have you made permanent? Because guess what? Your brain does not know the difference between a passing thought and a defining belief if you repeat it enough. And repetition is powerful. You are not broken. You are patterned. And this is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you are.